thinking, the sex is always good with, because some of us may not be willing to, if we found out that we were being hidden or it was shame to do the whole full life on all levels with us, we would be upset about that if we could get that clear confirmation or that information. But thirsty, food dropping, waiting, thirsty, ugly bitches, they always having good sex. Because it's the only thing that and I don't like to hear when people say, oh, men, that's all they care about. They don't care about nothing else. They just care about sex and food or something like this. You gotta have more to you, nigga, or you wouldn't be able to outrun or defeat or out rule or manipulate or steal or whatever you're doing with these other particular women. Your forte is to fuck with us, to steal from us. Without that, you're really nothing. You didn't have nothing when you came in the door, and you're still gonna be nothing. So it's saying something to me that these women was trained, like trained monkeys, to sit there and try to play that little drum or something like this to get the attention of the male, to get him away from what. And it kind of made me think about women in a different light. Like, bitch, you was on that trying to steal the essence and the womb energy and the smile or whatever this is, or the clothes off another woman back. We definitely got to be talking about Queen of Pentacles in reverse. These people wasn't no good mothers. They normally don't produce good mothers unless you one of us or one like me that changed a lot of things. That changed a lot of things when it comes to the dynamic of the parents. But these bitches are so jealous, they make it their mission to get in your house and get to your children anyways. If this a fucked up auntie, you don't like your kids spending the night because she got niggas in the house drinking all night and everything, or whatever like this, always got dudes over the house and she's shady looking or acting, and you don't want your children over there, these bitches will find a way to get your children to come out and play with other kids or something, and then snatch them up from where they at there. I'm just telling you, bitch, trifling is just trifling. Trifling is trifling motherfucking does. And when they get that money and they build up, it's going to be fucking trifling. It's going to be trifling then too. If a man like men, you cannot compete with that man. You cannot compete with that man. If he like men, you cannot compete with that man. And another motherfucker that you got is a low vibrational woman with self-esteem, that's ugly, that's thirsty, that don't normally know how to keep a man around, or she didn't have nothing from jump, or he would have just chose her when they threw this marriage scam on me or you. She didn't have shit. So it was still about your abundance, your nature, and your finances or something back then. So like I said, it's thirsty, trifling, low down ass people that want to build with each other, and you're going to build something thirsty, low down, trifling, and whatever. Most drug dealers and stuff, they don't like sell drugs for 5 years and be glad they didn't get caught, and they got hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars stocked up or something like this. And they say, let me get out. I done made a lot of money. Let me go ahead and invest in something, but let me do this. Most of them end up selling drugs until they go to jail for a long ass time, and then when they get out, maybe they start selling it again after 20 years or something like this, or they just, I don't know, do something else. But you know what I'm saying? Hold on one second. Yeah, and so these women spend their life stalking and hounding and watching what another woman, even to the point of watching in somebody's bedroom to see what's lacking in the bedroom so she can be the one to provide it. But you got to go through all that. That's what I'm saying. We're not talking about regular people that just end up getting mad, getting all the money out the bank account, starting another relationship. We're talking about a system. This is a scam artist like ring, okay? We're talking about something different right here on this channel. Because a real regal woman, once she sees something like that, she's not gonna, if this is a competition or something like this, even if you're trying to put me up on Front Street, because I was just hearing in my head, hair, covering up the hair, or covering up the face, or the other people that don't cover their hair, they keep their hair out in the open or whatever. There's other groups in the Bible. But it was making me think about these people build up on sex or stealing other people's hair and adding it on as extensions. Or think about how heavy extensions are now than what it was 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. But those words all mean so many variation of things. But I was thinking too that they're amping up these groups that open up their bedroom to the rest of the world. You see what I'm saying? You could have been in a situation where you didn't know your bedroom was opened up to the world. But then there's these people that open up their bedroom in the world to try to prove themselves through sex, that the person should be with them because it's only about sex. But the sex could also be only about business and sex, or with building. That's something that's supposed to be in your regular relationship. It's something that you should have did in your marriage. Not with a side bitch, not with a third party. That's something that you should have been doing with your wife or your husband. No matter what y'all got going on. You know what I'm saying? You could have, when you look at mobsters and shit like this, their house was decked. Their wife was laid. She ain't had shit to worry about. But then you could go out there, he could also have a bitch on the side and she laid. And she whatever. But how dare you be some man that try to keep your household or something looking raggedy or something like this, and you go out there and take all your money outside the main house. And I promise I don't know who the fuck we talking about, because then you got a woman, a good ass woman, that just think, oh, we having hard times right now, or yeah, we struggling, or yeah, I ain't been giving them none lately, and you know, he just acting like that because he mad because he ain't getting none or whatever, so he don't want to do this and that extra shit for me and something like this. And the motherfucker got a whole trafficking ring and shit connected to the relationship. Or they so dumbed down, bitches putting shit in their drink or whatever, they so dumbed down by whoever this is that they dealing with, that they don't see that the woman is doing all this. And then after she done playing with your little ass, or after some man done turning you out and playing with your booty hole, then you want to crawl back home to the person and act all nice and good, and it ain't shit. You came back without having nothing. And the weak thing about it is you didn't even let go of the person all the way. You knew what you was thinking of doing. Some of these motherfuckers supposed to been gone yesterday. They're supposed to get this money and run off to California with a bitch. But she gone and he's still sitting there. Girl, nobody want no shit like that still sitting at there. You come pick this motherfucker up. And then want to say that you all about the money because you done got hip to the game. Nah, bitch. And I also heard Pocahontas Colors of the Wind. And usually that's what they put out to try to, that's what they try to put out to try to say, you know, you just think that everybody that look like you is the only people or something. Nobody said that. I mean, well, damn, most people I see in the world look like me. They got a head, they got hands, they got feet. I got eyes, or, I mean, maybe they disabled or something, but most people in the world is like that. We're talking about these trafficking rings, and they don't deserve to exist to be able to steal from people and do things like this. It's not normal. It's not natural. Same thing. Living in the 5D, living in living in the 5D or living in these things, it's not natural. Why are you intertwining yourself with people that have regular moral standards and regular, you know, what can I say? Not formal. type of lifestyles and households? Why are you going around them and siphoning from them, or hooking up things that might be above their head and watching them and siphoning from them if you already got it? Why are you putting something that this person is unaware of around them in order to siphon from them? These are leeches. And they always gonna be leeches. Some people will go without or go with very little and really not even complain. They just go through it, right? But I guess these people pride themselves on saying, well, I'll just take it from somebody else. A thief. You know what I'm saying? I'm a thief. And they'll be haughty about it too. It's like the thing of like, yeah, I did like this or whatever like that. But you're, like I said, these are predators, stalkers, pedophiles, people that have been stealing from you or stealing out of your accounts and shit like this since you was little. They were supposed to be family members, or family members were supposed to be protecting you and they let them in. Hold on, y'all. We're about to be parked in 1 second so we can do a reading. And then to find out that some of these people were in your, possibly in your family, or married in your family, or they had babies in the family or something like this. I feel like that's a little bit more of a hit to the ego when you find out that you've been ripped off like that or something like this. Because that's some kind of engagement. Some of us, we're that knowledgeable that we're not falling for the okie doke, so they have to set things up, structures around us, and then siphon and pull or steal or break and crack into it to get it. But with these men, all they did, they didn't protect nothing. They went out and put their dick right up in there. They didn't examine anything or see what this bitch was really about or nothing like this. They was in their ego or mad because their wife wasn't giving no pussy. And then you went out there and did some stupid ass shit. And you ain't got no choice but to be with that stupid ass bitch, because now you got to prove something to the world with your bruised ego. And these bitches be like, well, be with me or else you can't have it or whatever. You can't be with her. Well, be with me. I got all the money over here. Yeah. And then you want to be in a relationship with somebody like that, but you was mad because your woman wanted to choose what she want to wear when she leave out the house, or she wanted to choose what friends she hung out with. But these the motherfuckers that you drug in? Somebody that'll steal, rob, kill, hurt, harm, traffic your children, kidnap your children, and that's what you putting your dick in? Because there's money over there? Oh, girl. Sound like an epidemic to me. It sounds like an epidemic to me. It's like roadkill. And then it's a bitch that's happy that she got that nigga. It's roadkill, bitch. You took some roadkill off the front of my lawn. We got the hacker in the reverse. Some of these people are weaponized individuals. Like, they're wired differently. They're wired to siphon or whatever your or to watch and learn. And then we'll go out there and act like they're so knowledgeable. But obviously that bitch didn't have the knowledge. God didn't give it to her. God gave you that woman or that good woman, and then you gave it to her. We got the hacker in reverse, and then we got the Empress in the upright. Okay. There could be a tower here. And I've been knowing my words be blunt, but they have to come out like that. Because I be thinking like somebody on the other side, and they like, okay, I did something wrong or whatever. I want this person to have this, and they trying to reach back or something. And then by the time I finish talking, then they like, damn, bitch, you ain't have to say it like... I'm rethinking what I was going to do now, this nice thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you isn't dead. It's old. Debt's paid. I caught you. Run my shit back. Because you think, oh, that's another thing I was thinking about. Because then, okay, what happened to women? Okay, as long as they desolate and they okay with going on Section 8 and going into the projects after they realize this happened, the government is gonna save them that way. Well, they was. I don't know what y'all doing with the food stamps and shit and the SNAP benefits, but what happens to the woman that's refusing to take that level of something? There was never a piece of trash. They were always abundant, and they want their shit back. And then your military is supposed to fight for that. Especially it's tied to the health or the wealth of the nation. The police is supposed to fight for that. The government is supposed to fight for that once they find out that this is going on. Unless it has been taken over by the same foreign people that sent these people into your household to go on these endeavors. To watch, stalk, and engage and steal. We got the tower. I never noticed. I think there's a Statue of Liberty. Liberty, liberty, liberty. I think under with that torch. I never noticed that. Okay. It was something about a statue yesterday with that man by that statue or on that thing. This could also be them trying to stagnate or a sacrifice. The person that's fighting for liberty or fighting for justice wanting to crash this person with this tower. Unless it's false, it's fake love or fake justice. We got a hacker in reverse. But if it seems like the hacker in reverse is the wrong thing. Like, it's like somebody got to take the low road or somebody got to play dirty. I told you, so like, say, okay, they was doing this and then America or Americans started catching on. But they let these people smash us and grab from us or from our stores or whatever, or smash people in the head and grab their intelligence or grab their family or leave them for dead. That's smash and grab as well. But then when you figure it out and you pinpoint the person and you actually find this person and you go smash and grab your shit back, they're going to be ready to lock you up. So it's almost like something like this with this hacker. Like, it's not a bad thing. I don't know. Somebody's situation, it might not be a bad thing to, I don't know. Or this could be somebody did something to piss off a hacker. And you don't want to do that because now this hacker then went in and is taking everything or allow somebody to take everything from a person. So this could be somebody thinking that an empress was giving their money away to somebody because she wanted to hold on to a man or get a man. But it wasn't the woman. It wasn't the empress. It was the hacker that was doing it. Could go either way. Okay, because this could be some kind of mission. But I told you, any mission that your main female or main male don't know about, that's a dangerous. You should question that. You should have questioned that at the door. Why can't they know about this? I've seen a couple movies like this where it's like, even like it was that movie, it was kind of sad or whatever about that guy that got sick, and then they called him to the side because of whoever he is or work for or his genetics, and they said, we can heal you from this, but you can't let your wife know. If she know, then everything is whatever. It's also making me think about like in the Garden of Eden, don't touch this, whatever, like this, and then somebody touched it and they said, why'd you do that? But that's why I was also thinking about, like, her eyes was open or somebody knew the information. But what if this is a person that this is a Gnostic energy or somebody that carries this information anyways? The person didn't have to say nothing. Somebody could have been tight-lipped. Somebody didn't say shit. They did everything that these people told them to. But somebody is mad because usually people accidentally tell and they get ripped out of the program. But this person didn't. So they get to finish the program. They get to get whatever benefits is going to come with it. They're going to get whatever. And so it's kind of like somebody trying to fire somebody 10 years before they're about to be retired. And they're going to be able to collect retirement. And you fire them 10 years. They've been working there all these years. And 10 years before they about to be going through retirement, the company fires that person. And it could be about something minuscule or something like this, something you always did or something in the past or whatever this is, but they're looking for a reason to end you so that they don't have to pay you retirement. So if somebody went through a process like this, you could just have a very knowledgeable or very intelligent or intuitive or genius type of and I feel like these people feel stupid because they had to go through these processes. They had to deal with these people to know what you was able to just go in your gut and pull out in a tarot reading or something like this. So remember we seen yesterday with the twins in the upright, and then the little person on the big wheel or something like this that was dealing with the geometry and dealing with those signs and stuff like this. That person, genius, was in reverse with that person, but that gave me the thought that if that's this energy of these twins, or somebody else was highly aspected. You know how in a family some aunties or uncles, their children are just revered a little bit higher. They might not have more, they might not have less, they might, it's just, I don't know if it's because of who they look like, or that families have these groups of children. It'd be like Vanessa's children, is the children that everybody kind of, not cower to, but like they're like some kind of caringness to Vanessa's children, right? I was seeing that thing where Rip in a little clip from that show, and he was talking to he was walking with his horses or whatever like this, and a little kid was like, oh, that's a pretty horse, can I touch it or whatever? And he's like, yeah, come on. He was like, can I pick up your son? And then she was like, yeah, go ahead. And then he whatever, and then two teenagers came and was like, oh, can I pet your horse, or can I whatever? And then he's like, nah, this don't look like no fucking pet. He was like, you're nice one time and that's it. You're nice two times and whatever. He's like, shit, if you want your own horse, go get it. He was like really rude. He was like really rude with them. But I'm pretty sure something in the reading is going to come out that can flip that, and we can see it in a different light. Right? Because it's making me think about when Jesus was like, oh, let the little kids come. But I'm careful with that scripture because there's something about this youth group, or I will not revere the old and the young. It's something about this youth group that could be in the reverse here. Or they already have a heads up. They just being greedy like their parents that skipped certain people in succession and then went in and used the children. And plus, this could be a way where they was able to trick some of these men that's like hierophants in like the priestly hoods by using that scripture to allow children to have access to a grown-up's vassal, and then get the grown-up caught up as if they're a pedophile by opening up the door, or letting somebody in the palace, or letting somebody in your home, and letting some children touch on you in a certain way and record it, so that when you stand up to be the king or something, they're like, oh, look what these kings and stuff, look what the royals do. But it was really the people in the community, the crabs in the barrel, that were setting people up so that they cannot be great. And they let little children come in on this person. Even some of these women, what I was telling you, I was picking up about women, older women, after they try to knock us offline or do a cyber genocide. So they're saying we're dead, but it's a cyber genocide. You're actually living, breathing, moving, you're winning. But this foreign cyber vestige that they're using, you're not connected to it. Right? So that's just a reason to try. Demons and people that's detached and didn't have it until they got it, maybe even from siphoning it from the woman or the elders, and then putting it in some computer system, and then feeding it back in a cyber place, and allowing these people to have access to stuff that we should readily have at our fingertips, but it's in the cyber community, and you're not living there, or you're not active in that realm. So this is why somebody would have to go get another person, even though it's my realm. It's my information. It's my knowledge. Why would you take something from me and not give? If it was going to heal me, why would you take something from me and not give it back to me and give it to everybody else to heal them? And then if I had to lay there, right, whether you knew it or whether I knew it or not, and take this type of abuse that I didn't even agree to, you're going to create something off of my genetics and then feed it to these people and then not give it back to me so that you can get me back active or get me back on my feet, right? So again, it's something like a hate crime or something like this is where But then the king can stand up and say, hey, anybody that was using this, you know how they like, oh, use chat GBT, you know, all these different AI something. It's like, well, anybody that used those things, you can no longer buy and sell or whatever this is. You're going to be taken off and you're going to be put to the dust, or you're going to be dead. Because now I see what you're doing with that formula. You're trying to erase something that's authentic, or you're trying to erase God, or you're trying to erase something like this. And anybody that used that can't get a job, because most people that use that was stealing with that. It's actually set up to steal from people. You get what I'm saying? So we have power here. So somebody could be losing their power over some access to a power source. I feel like somebody's like, oh, I already seen this coming. So somebody could have already put something in order where they remove my original vassal and it's somewhere else right now. And they're trying to give me some junk vassal that a lower class or lower end company created, that's not functional. It's not functional, highly vibrationally functional. Okay. Yeah, I will say that. I can say that. It's not functioning with the quality that my avatar normally would be functioning with. I don't want this. I want my real one. I know you didn't trash it. I know somebody's using it. I want it back. You cannot pimp out my energy to grow something that I'm not going to be a part of. No, absolutely not. So justice could be coming in a situation here. Yeah, because these people were not planning on letting this person get any kind of gain. They think the more the merrier, but then you get all these low vibrational people in this group and you do something, and then what? You can't even contain them. You can't even control them. But just to defeat somebody, somebody could be trying to keep this like this, where the cornerstone that is the most abundant energy here, that's moving everybody forward and carrying the whole family, is now at the bottom with this water or the pool, or somebody's name could be Pool, last name could be Pool. These people at the bottom are crushing this energy or trying to, I don't know, do something here. All right. But we have gain in reverse. You might, I don't know, in somebody's situation, this might not be the honest to God truth. Somebody could be saying, I didn't gain nothing when I was with this person, but they gained everything when they was with this person, and they're lying. They just want to take from one person to feed the rest. It's like Nottingham Forest. You know, we got interference here. Somebody wanted to take from somebody and feed to the rest, but the rest of these people are not our people, or we should not be emboldening them. That's like inviting, if Russia wanted to have a war with America, that's like inviting all the Russians in here and going into the American facilities and our military bases and showing them everything that we got, everything we know how to do, letting them play with it, letting them learn how to do it. They're already advanced than us, right? But we're going to let them play with all of our tools and play with all our things and have access to our weapons, no matter what form the weapon is placed in. It don't make no sense. We got excuse me. Then we got the gourmet chef. And just because somebody was trusted or something at some point in time doesn't mean that they are now. It's like when you got to give up the game or something like this, and you don't want to give it up. And we could tell that this person is not up to the par anymore for something. They might have the force and they might have the something, but their mental might be off. It's time for the next person to step up with their mental and push these weapons forward or something, because somebody might be off. Somebody could be off kilter. Okay? We got the journalist in reverse. Some journalist could have blamed me or you or an innocent person or somebody that ain't got shit to do with this on something, but it's not the person here. Something else, the art of something, or the art of war is in reverse. Maybe these people are using the art of war to get something, but now this is not working out anymore. People could be fleeing or moving or relocating or something like this. Yeah, with this finance, with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So we seeing that somebody ain't broke. Somebody could have changed something to another form. All right. To preserve something. Because again, a lot of these men, I feel like when they be doing this twin flame thing and messing around with us girls and these call girls and stuff like this, it's like, for real? Like, I don't know. You got to be learning how to discern, man. That's why people be like, I don't care. You can't love nobody and cheat on nobody. Somebody can cheat on somebody and be loyal than a motherfucker. They never want nothing to happen to that person. They don't never want nothing to happen to that person money. They don't never want nothing to happen to that person. They don't want that person to die. It's like a situation where if somebody was cheating and they got caught, and then, you know, a fight broke out, or something like this, and then you jump on the side of the man that you cheating with or the woman that you cheating with, instead of jumping on the side of your actual person that you in a commitment with. You know, I'm guessing it depends. Because if you jump on the side of the person that you cheating with, you already left that. You wrong for staying in a relationship with that person. You wrong. You already left that relationship, mind, body, soul, spirit. It's almost like if there was no safe place to live, but you divorced from this person, but y'all have a history together, and y'all have to stay in a building or a home or something like that together, you know. But I'm saying, like, if it's to that point where you would be jumping on your husband over the nigga that you fucking with, it's time to go. Unless it's against you. You get what I'm saying? Unless it's something that's against you. Because a lot of us can have people fighting, but we don't see them fighting for us, or fighting about us, or fighting at us. We can't see those things. Again, that's why that shit is put on the man, but there should still be a common denominator there. Because I told you, if you just think about that right now, if you was cheating right now, and then you was in the bed rolling around with your person, who you fucking with, and your man came in the door and they got into a big old fight, and your husband come in, not your man, your husband come in, and then you find yourself punching your husband, saying, "Get off of him." That's the ringer. That's the dead end. You know who you are already in alliance with. But if you start hitting the person that you sleeping with and tell him to get off of him, you still care about that person. You still love that person. Even you was in there cheating. Now you and your husband whooping that nigga ass because he put you. If the shock factor was seeing him put the hands on the husband, or seeing your husband knocked out or something, that's the factor. So we got happiness here. So that's what made me think, because I just seen a flash in my mind. I'm like, oh, so do somebody think something? Like, because it made me think back about the time when I told y'all I was with a boyfriend, and we walked past his friend. His friend kind of met us at the store. I don't know how he knew we was there, but he kind of met us at the store, and he ran up on the person, and like, it wasn't even, I don't even think he hit the person. He like grabbed his coat or something like this, and the person fell on the ground, and he busted his head, and he was unconscious for a couple seconds. And because I was like, no, when he walked past him in the store, I'm like, why he looking mad like that or something like this? He like, man, I don't know, something like this or whatever. And when by the time we walked out the door, the dude was hiding behind the door, and he kind of like grabbed him or something. Like, you know how you grab somebody's, because even when we was in the store, the boyfriend had his hands in his coat, in his pockets. You know how it be cold outside, so you got your sleeves like this out, and your hand is in your inside of your coat, like your stomach part, or inside of your pants, with your arms, the arm of the coat is just hanging. You know, you don't have your arms in there. And the person grabbed the arm like that when we was walking out the store, and it spit the person around, and then he fell or whatever. So, you know, that's why I was wondering if somebody was, I had to think about what was going on in the dark at that time. Because I feel like even the person, even the, I think this boy named was LeVar. But even this person, I never looked at that boy like he was cute. I was never interested in something. But I'm wondering if somebody tried to make a lie or try to manipulate. Because when I just said that, that person's face just came up. But again, that means that these people must have knew. That means that see, I'm thinking about, well, okay, if this is bounce, because he used to have like a kind of bounce to the ounce. He used to have like a bounce to his walk back then. But he kind of looked, if you look at whatever his name is, Snowden, The boyfriend looked a lot like that boy Snowden at the same at back that he had long hair. He used to keep it slicked back in a ponytail at that time. I don't know. His facial features remind me of that dude, the whistleblower that had to move out of the country. Whatever Snowden, whatever his name is. His facial features remind me of him at that particular time. But there had to be some more shit going on. Because I still never got, and it was something about computers or something. Like them sharing computers or something. It was something about electronics while they was fighting. And so I'm thinking like, what the, like what else was going on? I wondered, did somebody say like, and even getting like, somebody like, hey, what you doing in this? Say I could never tell when my person was being switched out for a clone, but his friends could. And they know that that clone wasn't supposed to be here. And somebody, it's something else, bitch. I don't know what could have been. Let's pull some cards to see if we could find out what was going on in the dark. Because I know didn't nobody claim that I was fucking with that person. Because I was hearing like something like, even with that Adam and Eve thing, it's like, maybe they thought that this person told me something or gave me some knowledge or something that I wasn't supposed to have. And so that's what caused a fight between him and his friend. Like, I don't know. But I'm wondering if even back then, them people could have had access to me in my home and then be sitting there saying, oh, see, this person was with me doing this or something. And it was a lie. Because we just talked about, remember? Last night we just talked about how did some of my children end up looking like some of his friends when I never slept with any single one of them. But my play sisters and my cousins slept with them. But I never slept with some of his friends and my cousins. But I never slept with any of his friends, his little group of friends or whatever. So, didn't mean that my family had to be working with his family. I mean, with his friends and some people in the community in order to do something. You see, it's almost like somebody getting promised, because this boy was totally, he was all black. He's a so-called black person or whatever. So I don't know if, and I told y'all, I wasn't sure if we was having sex at that time. But if we wasn't, when I took him home to tend to his wounds, because nobody was at the house and we was right down the street from their house. If we wasn't, something could have happened right then. Or something could have, something deeper could have happened you know how it be on the movies when somebody, you got to take the person home, patch up the wound, and, shit get crazy, I feel like somebody could also be going in the Akashic records and they could be looking at somebody's sex life when they were younger. And now somebody's regretting everything, like something ended on a lie. Because I told you, I don't know who this company is or what this is or this science thing is, but I feel like they've spliced my seed with the so-called brothers of this spouse, but I've never touched them in that manner. You understand? So, could have even did it with the friends. This is something deeper, y'all. This is something on another. This could be classified information. I don't know what the fuck this is. Because maybe that version of this masculine had to leave or something because of whatever was going on. And I'm just oblivious as the Holy Spirit energy to all this shit back then. Or God's daughter, or this Bill Gates leaving a son out of something so that they can do whatever this shit is. So this stemmed back, way back. Because if I would have been open like the rest of the children around me, I would have had a fair chance. Right? That means even if somebody heard a rumor about me sleeping with somebody, why didn't the person just ask me? I would have told them right then. But it's almost like nobody could disturb, nobody could, it's almost like the Garden of Eden. Nobody could tell. You know what I'm saying? Or else they had to get out of the garden. It's giving me something here, y'all. So we got abundance in reverse. Somebody could be like, the only reason why I did that with your sister back then, and that got us solidified, depending on whose situation this is. It's so widespread, the storyline that I'm talking about. Is because you did that with that person, but I never fuck with none of, you know what I'm saying? Somebody could be lying. We got happiness here in reverse. Some people might have relocated. They could have been they could have been separated. Say these are the people. Say we're communicating about the people that I was with when I first met this dude in 1995, 1992. Let's say that in 1995, a government agency came in and moved those people out of here and moved them to Florida or moved them to Canada or moved them somewhere else, right? So I haven't seen these people. Whether they might have slid back in and out, and I can't tell because they clones, but the clones have been in a place. You get what I'm saying? And the people since 1995, that family was stripped out. I'm left behind. They put clones to keep me content. You understand? It's almost like something like this could have happened. And so who we talking about right now, or what we're talking about, is these people that don't realize why, or they could have thought, oh, she chose another mate, we got to leave, or it's something like this. It's like having so much, me being a little girl that's like a masculine energy with so much power, but never knew I had it. I was not the one exercising the power. Other people were doing it around me. But whatever these people are doing is trying to get me to scrape it back to those people, but that's not the best thing. That's not the best intention for me. I could do this to free these people, but I still have to go forward. You understand? But they're trying to say, oh, if you go back and you did, then that's where you're going to be, or something like this. Or the best thing for me might, I don't know, to go back and do the thing over again. But why with this is so much bullshit. You get what I'm saying? These people is in reverse. Something is not a truce. This could be somebody that was in a coma for 20 years. I don't know. Realizing what happened. Maybe that day that person hit their head, he really was a half alien shit. And they took him on a spaceship, and he been in that spaceship plugged up to something all this time. People hoping he gonna wake up. And all this time they said, oh, her bloody footprints was in the house. She must be the one. She must have hit him in the head. Because like a couple days later after that, because I'm about to wage a war on this motherfucker for doing that, his friend. And I was telling him, bitch, you come to school tomorrow. You run now. Because I chased him away. I was fighting him and chasing him away. I could come to school tomorrow. I'm about to whoop your ass again. And I was charging motherfuckers up, boy. You know what I'm saying? I was getting... And then they said, oh, he moved away to another state or whatever. Like, he just packed up his shit and he moved to Arkansas, Alabama, someplace down south, allegedly. But that may not be the truth. That could have been a whole coup. All that shit could have been fake to make me, something like this. I don't know, but there's not a truce here. And somebody feels like this is a mistake to not have a truce. I'm telling you, something is off here. Because somebody could be trying to play God in my life and abuse me and keep me, little, or keep me restricted on all levels because they think that I did something like real fucked up. Like, and I'm not even the person to do. I never did nothing like real fucked up to nobody, to be honest with you. That don't mean that I'm too sweet, nigga. It just means that I got discipline and I'm all about order. But I can't help, sensitive matters. I'm not fucking perfect. I've done things that I didn't want somebody to find out about. But, that's my business. You understand? So, So we got all these names on this wall here. I don't know what this is. Like, that's a lot of names. This is like a memorial or something where like a lot of people would have died or something. So maybe somebody is trying to do something to bring a lot of people back or something. I don't know what this is. We got the game master. Somebody been playing some games or doing something here in reverse. I need to go get coffee or tea or something. Yeah, because something is not abundant to celebrate these people no more. And then we also have the happiness energy. Somebody could have even created another version of me, a robot version of me to go with this person or be with this person. Look kind of like me, shaped like me. This could be the Sa energy even. And these could be like a group of other family members that's around this person. I don't know, y'all. This is like really weird to me. So I'm going to wait until we get in the house and I don't know. I don't know. Somebody's doing something very... Because I was hearing where we fall, but I'm not falling with nobody because I've been a loner all this time. Interference. Now these tarot readers want to get at somebody again. Like, I don't know what this is, y'all. But it's like some people is saying some people is dead, but they're not. Maybe these people could be in another location. They could be somewhere tucked away safe. I don't know what this is. This could be even something about the Holocaust. All these people died, but they really, really could have been, you know, hiding in other countries and stuff like this until the great day of Armageddon, you know, and the whole thing about the, somebody could be looking at, this could be a person that feel like the Holocaust never happened. You know, there's those people out there, okay? There's those people out there that think that the Holocaust never happened or never happened like that. No truce. Because somebody lied about something here. Something could be a lie. Because whatever this is, it's about like, if there's a woman that really loved a person dearly, the friends that they've been with, or if these were vampires or lost boys, you know, or something like this, they stayed around a person talking, but this woman that this person remember or something was never able to come back around this person again because the truth would come. You know what I'm saying? Like after somebody go through like a head trauma or something, the truth will come out. It could be people that got, you know, record deals and finances and all kind of shit off of being around this person and keeping this person away from. This could be why some of us feel like we have watchers or something like this. Completion. I don't know what. Yeah, because some type of ruin here. So I don't know if these people, like say these people were on some kind of circuit breakers or doing peer-to-peer communication, or they just started playing with that. And then these friends kept me on peer-to-peer communication while this person was in a coma, and they was playing around with my genetics, or playing around, messing around with me, or something like this, or someone else. The journal. This is somebody else. This could be a mother or somebody, a clone of me, or something in my likeness or whatever. Because the existence of this was to get rid of anything like me, what a God's seed or whatever. We got cruelty here. We got defeat. And then it was something else over here. Hold on. I know it when I see it. Or will I? I don't think it was a star. No. We just got that. Oh, pleasure. That's what it was. Somebody was being cruel to another person because they was being pleasured by somebody else. So say another woman got half of my chip. She got my future chip. So to know what's supposed to happen in the future, if we got disconnected, say this person chipped me just in case we get disconnected or something like this. Another woman has been wearing my future eye chip so that she can, when this person wake up from the coma, she's going to be the first one to lay with him. She's going to be the first one to do these things. And so when this person start laying with this person, then they start being cruel to me. Right? Or you, whoever this is. Okay? But they don't have the authority to do so. But they did it anyway. Because this could be a pleasure demon. Somebody that only cares about what's pleasuring them. If something is not pleasuring them, you could have thought you had a man. You could have thought you had a God. You could have thought you had a divine masculine. You could have, but you got a pleasure something. All right? A pleasure monster. They only are enticed to do well or to invest if they're being pleasured. They don't like to pleasure other people. It's just only about their pleasure. A pleasure demon. And then you have this Empress, and you have defeat. An Empress was in the upright to doing what she was doing. And I feel like somebody tried to bring defeat to this Empress, or either this Empress is standing strong and then the defeat is coming to someone else here. Somebody could have even have you listed as an animal on Earth for animal cruelty. You know how in movies they be like, oh, the you know, the witch turned everybody in the city into a goat or something like this. Somebody could be playing with shit like that, but that just be changing your status or your birthright on paperwork to restrict people. That's certain databases you can't get in, certain servers you can't be on, certain intel information you cannot receive or get. We got the devil in reverse. Somebody could be having dominion over a person. This could also be somebody that got, like, you know, BDS, whatever those people is that like to be controlled. Somebody likes somebody to control them on that kind of level. This ain't like, you know, get down on the floor with no chains and whips and then excite me. This is like somebody likes, like you could be the first one, or somebody could be that's yanking this person by their, this is like intelligent people. And you could be having somebody by the front by their cranium. Not by the balls. You got them there. And that's dangerous, because if this person is a genius or was a genius or is something about the mind or something, nobody, these are people that maybe could have their mind protected from such things that they could be doing to us with science. That could be scary. Somebody they're not a thrill seeker no more. They did everything that they thought they could get in trouble for, and nothing happened to them. They got away with murder. They got away with whatever this is. And somebody, like, they could be turned on by the way, something sapio, I don't know, by the way that somebody can grasp their thoughts or something like this. I'm not sure. Somebody could also be waking up to, like, regular tarot readers and this shit like this, and motherfuckers that do what I do over here. That's different. You connected to something. These people trying to get in where they fit in, and whatever this is was created off of me or you or whatever this structure is, or this friends group from back then. Like, ain't nothing like the real thing. And I don't know if these people are on the earth scouring, trying to go through all these clones that somebody could have created or whatever to throw something off. They're scouring to find who's the real deal or something like this. I'm not sure. But it's almost like a setback, okay? Because you could have been, your family could be salty, people could be salty. The military salty. The government salty. Whatever I'm saying is rubbing these people the wrong way. Everybody. Okay? And so, I don't know. But again, at the end, say I was the Messiah. Say I don't have to die this time. Say this is a change for something, like, for the future, or this is the first win that America as a woman in power, in her full something, her full essence, her full nature, is going to be able to receive. It's something else a little bit deeper here.